Hi everyone, so I'm Helen Marchant and I'm your Vice President of Education and Welfare. We're currently doing our updates by video just to test it out, so please, if there's any blips or anything, bear with me. There's a lot of people walking past and whatnot. So recently I've been taking a bit of leave over Easter whilst the students aren't here, just to take a break, which has been nice, but come back to an awful lot of work to do. So I'll try and keep it brief, but to give an update, we've held the Halls to Home Fair, which was in the Room of Requirement, working with student services and the housing office and campus life, and that was basically a session based around our new students in the community guide. So it's all about what to expect in the transition from halls to home. So this guide is also available online and also available in book form in the Students' Union. But it basically is about becoming a part of your community, bridging that gap that previously students and locals have had a problem with, maybe, about meeting your neighbours. It involves a whole load of top tips about keeping healthy, money-wise. There's a whole section on keeping safe, so making sure you're locking your windows and your doors, especially over the holiday period, ensuring your items. A page on moving out, so ensuring that your final meter reading is taken on the day that you move out, that you're ticking off your inventory and you've got that checked by your landlords, and how to claim your deposit back, which is something that a lot of students struggle with. So that's been really great. We've also been working on a housing framework to ensure that we know that when the campaigns are running, and so that can then be passed on to my successor, so we know the key dates of when things need to be done by. Currently we're working on a Hey Punk Sort Your Junk campaign, so that's basically to encourage students to know when to take their bins out, especially during moving out when rubbish collection is at its fullest, with extra dates being provided by the council to know when they are. Hidden course costs is still a conversation that's going on behind closed doors. We've got our final meeting coming up and hopefully we'll come to a conclusion, and I will update you more on that when necessary, or when it's agreed even. Continuing on from housing, I'm currently working with Housing Office on marks out of tenancy. So that's an online company, and they basically allow tenants in the private rental sector to rate and review their tenancy. So it's split into landlord, letting agency, rental property and area, and you can review all or one of the other. I previously tried working with a site called Movem, but we found there were a new number of problems with it, so hopefully this will provide a better alternative, and I'm looking to work with some students on testing it and trialling it, see how it goes before publishing it for the wider community to see. What else? So volunteering, we're also working with a carer residential for prospective students, so we went along to that, and it was really great to meet so many potential students and to answer any questions they have about studying, about what we can do for carers in the future, if they have any needs, what can we do to support them. We've also had the Student-Led Teaching Awards. That's been a big one recently. So we've, as the Student Voice team, have been going through over 900 nominations from students, about staff working with the SLTA panel to select the winners anonymously, and they were presented on the awards night along with the course rep awards, and it was a really lovely evening to celebrate great teaching and great course reps who have done some incredible things, like arranging trips abroad on their own, just because that's what students said they wanted. And it was a real privilege to celebrate that with everyone. What else? At the recent AGM, students also voted to have a referendum on NUS as to whether we should stay or leave. So there's been a lot of work going into that at the minute, as Sabbs have taken their own stands, this campaign's running, and we're doing a lot of work behind the scenes to ensure that that vote can be taken. What else? A first draft has been made of a student sexual and domestic policy, and it's been shared with the gender-based violence group I sit on. So it involves guidance for staff on reporting incidents, different options on how the university can respond, whether it wants to be reported anonymously to the university without being reported to the police. And I'm really keen on working on a campaign with the next Sabb team on harassment, just due to the sheer number of cases we've had recently. I've also been generally just helping a lot of students, particularly with cases of plagiarism, so I think that's a campaign that I'd be looking at working on in the future. With the referendum as well. So recently the general election has been announced, so we're currently looking at linking that in with study aid to make sure we have as many students registered to vote as possible. It's kind of taken us all by surprise and wiped out all of the plans. Now we're solely focusing on this. And also lottery funding. So I managed to secure £5,000 from the lottery in order to further mental health awareness and training for students and staff. So I'm looking to work in partnership with student services on that, basically to ensure that the best deal is made. I've looked at a couple of companies, but we're still in discussion about this, and hopefully training will be looked at being delivered from September and October to as many students and the staff as possible. So yeah, I think that I'll leave it at that for now. That's given a quick update into what I've been up to. Also, I hope you enjoy my mug, which we printed as on our staff residential. So yeah, thank you for listening. Bye.